Hello everyone, I'm Major Jip, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at the Sansui S-X700 stereo receiver. Now, I recently picked this up at a moving sale. And it's funny because by the time I got to the moving sale, most of the stuff is already gone. But in the garage of the house, in a stack of old Gold Star VCRs, oddly enough, I came across this. And I only paid 20 bucks for it. Now, this is a really nice Sansui from, the mid to late 80s. They made these. And I pretty much bought it for one thing. The display on it. It's a vacuum fluorescent display, but it's orange. You don't see too many orange vacuum fluorescent displays. And I have a very odd interest in VFD displays anyways. I think they look neat. Second only to the Nixie tubes. And I had no problem picking this up because it's in perfect shape pretty much. Not a scratch on any part of it. Even the screen, or the little plastic cover here, doesn't even have any scratches on it. It's a little dirty right now, especially since I use deoxit to clean all the contacts, and so a little oily residue got on some parts of it. It needs a good cleaning still. But I've been pretty much had it hooked up. It replaced my Sony receiver that I had up here. In terms of output power, this is about, I think they mark it as 40 watts per channel, which is less than the Sony. But this has a much better sound, a much more powerful, more bassy sound. And as you can see, it has loudness control here, bass, treble, balance. Only thing wrong with this, the balance doesn't go to the right channel. If you turn it left channel only, but if you turn it right, it does nothing. Very odd. I have to look more into that. It has a high blend for the radio, tuning auto manual. It has separate, preset station things, and it has a little display there. So let's get up close to the screen and, well, let's see what I was talking about with it. Alright, I tried my best to get it into an angle that, my reflection and everything else doesn't show up. I think this is the best I'm going to get. So, that's kind of unfortunate, but as you can see, it has indicators for what mode you're in. The first tape input actually counts as a video input, which I find pretty interesting. One thing nice about this, all the little indicator lights are LEDs, which is also something that's kind of odd for something of this age. The only thing that's not is the dial light, and this thing must not have too many hours on it because the dial light still shines just about as bright as it should. And the VFD is also in very good shape. And that's what it looks like when it's turned on. And I forgot I had the volume up. Actually, there we go. That gives you a good idea of what it looks like. One strange thing actually is, like right now I'm in video mode. Or right now I'm in tuner mode. But if you switch to phono, or CD, or tape 2, which overrides tape 1, you'll see no matter what, the screen stays on. That's kind of an odd, design, if you think about it. Because that's putting, even if you're not using the radio, it's putting hours onto the screen. But I don't know if you could tell, but there's no, dark segments of the display either. The tuning range, pretty good. Has a nice signal display. I think it's only 3 segments, even though it looks like more. FM stereo indicator. And I just turned on my VCR. That's perfect. But, strangely enough, if you turn it from automatic to manual, even if it's in, you know, FM stereo, and you're just manually tuning it, the FM stereo light doesn't come on. Very strange. So, FM stereo indicator only comes on if you're doing automatic tuning. High blend actually, you know, takes some of the high end off of the audio, so you don't hear as much static if you don't have a clear enough station. Though that doesn't seem to be a hassle with this. And one thing I also like is this little indicator here. There's two sets of presets that you have. And a button over here actually adjusts that. It's actually really simple to program to. Let me get light back onto it. Alright, that might be a better angle for getting rid of reflections. One thing I forgot to mention at the start of this video is this front panel is all aluminum. It's really nice. You know, this part's aluminum. Of course, all the buttons are plastic. But then you have the knob, and that's aluminum too. That's really nice. Another thing, it has loudness. It has different levels of loudness instead of just on or off, which is really nice. Oh, that's right. And I have it on tape mode, and that's why I don't hear anything. See, that's a strange thing. I've never seen a receiver that keeps the tuner dial on all the time. By the way, that's not scratches, it's just dirt. So, I guess I'll try and do a sound demonstration. I'll have to keep the volume low so it doesn't max out the microphone or the camera. Yeah, let's see, it's on 95.9. It's actually really easy to save stations too. All you do is hit memory and the station, there it's on it. Where you should be. That's interesting. I wasn't even able to pick up this station on the Sony receiver, and this one actually has, looks like 2 out of 3 signal bars. Not bad at all. Very nice reception. Of course, high blend off, and you hear a whole lot more static. But with it on, of course, you know, you lose some of the high end of the music, but takes off the static a whole lot. That's a big difference. And I hope the copyright police don't pull this pull the video for playing more than a few seconds of a song. Wasn't thinking of that. It's kind of late right now, actually. It's just another reason I'm talking lowly. But yeah, I'm really surprised by this receiver, actually. The output, the quality of the sound is great. The fact that you can change the loudness levels is nice. And that display, I just love it. I guess one more thing. Let me pull the stereo down and take a look at it inside. Because I was very surprised by how, you know, substantial everything is in it. Yeah, it's just got a gigantic transformer, a gigantic heatsink for the amplifier. I forget, it's an STK something or other. Yeah, made by Sanyo. So, and of course, I have everything up here modular, so I could just take it all down easily, so that's nice. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me take it down. Alright, well, I think that's about as good as it's going to get in terms of being able to look inside of it. Because, well, this is the only angle it seems to look good on the camera. And in order to get any other angle, I'd have to move it onto my review desk. That would involve unhooking a whole bunch of wires, so not going to do that. But you can probably tell from looking at this that it's a pretty beefy, pretty kind of overbuilt receiver, really. I mean, you have this gigantic heat sink attached to an STK4913, which, if you look at the datasheet, is a 50 watts per channel amplifier. So they might not, I don't even think they're running this amplifier to its fullest potential. You'll also notice the gigantic power transformer. Notations for changing it to 220 and 240, which is pretty neat, which means, yeah, use the same one and ship them overseas, other countries. Overseas isn't the right term for it, considering this thing was built in Taiwan, so it was, towards the later end of Sansui. I don't even know if it was made by them or a different company. One nice thing about this actually is all the potentiometers are open, and especially the volume one, it's right there. So all you have to do is take a deoxin and spray it right in, and that helps significantly. You might also be able to tell, I'm not sure, most of the big power transformer and audio amplifier capacitors are Nichicon, which would explain why after so long they're still doing good. Even the ones that aren't Nichicon are the Panasonics. I think there's a few cheaper ones in there, but the majority of them are, and none of them are bulging, and they're all kept, pretty decently away from the amplifier. So very well designed, multiple board construction. Not bad at all. I'm really happy with this thing. I'm kind of surprised that just how good the audio sounds, and I'm happy it has 2 separate channels, so it can go to my speakers mounted on the side of the wall there. And a great little receiver. It's definitely worth 20 bucks. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know it might have been a bit more slow-paced, but I'm trying to be more detail-oriented with what I'm saying. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you have a comment or, have a comment, just leave it down in the comment section, provided YouTube doesn't change that and take it away, which wouldn't put past them at this point. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is Major Jip signing out. Have a good one.